Selamlar değerli oyunsever dostlarım. Kaliteli, filtresiz Türkçe oyun videolarının adresi Frenk Benjamin'in kanalındasınız ve sizlerle birlikte Kingdom Come Deliverance II serimize kaldığımız noktadan devam ediyoruz arkadaşlar. En son biliyorsunuz burada Rosa'ya istedik kırmızı kaplı altın işlemeli kitabı getirdik. Ve onunla beraber bir kitap da yazdık, küçük bir hikaye. Ve sırf onunla sevişebilmek umuduyla ondan her türlü eğitimi aldık ve bu bize çok pahalıya patladı ama ne yazık ki arkadaşlar ona aşkımızı da itiraf etmemize rağmen hiçbir şey yapamadık. Dolayısıyla şimdi içimize ağlayarak, gözyaşımızı içimize dökerek, aşkımızı da kalbimize gömerek yeni görevlerimize doğru gideceğiz. Şimdi şu darphane amiri Vavak'tan şehir konseyine nasıl girebileceğimizi öğreneceğiz arkadaşlar. Şimdi ona gidilmek için de sanıyorum ki şuradan geçerek şöyle arkadan gidebilirim. Hemen oraya bir gidelim. Vavak'ı biliyorsunuz daha önceki bölümlerde aslında elimizde koz var. Darphanede yapılan uygunsuzluklara, usulsüzlüklere dair. Abi kafamızı mı çarptık biz? Burnum kırıldı. Amına kodum çocukları, buraya kemer mi konur ha? Bu ne lan? Yaban domuzu mu besliyorsunuz oğlum? Neyse arkadaşlar, evet Vavak'la konuşacağız ve onu bizi Sigismund'un yapacağı toplantıyı içeri alması için ikna etmeye çalışacağız. Bir randevum var.
Alright, go ahead then. But don't waste too much of his time.
Don't worry honey. Gideyim de şunun kulağını çekeyim.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Evet.
Call it what you like. I need to get into the city council assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Tam olarak o kardeşim.
Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want?
Hareketlere bak.
And tell the truth.
Seni ilgilendirmez.
That's none of your concern.
Oh, really? Then about face and go back where you came from.
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal.
Tabii ki de
If I
yapacağız.
get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself.
Hiç merak etme kardeşim. O iş bende.
And that will be the
O iş
end
bende,
of
rahat ol.
our business together.
Birkaç groşuna ne dersin?
How about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
Are you trying to annoy me?
Evet.
You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word and you won't live to see the dawn.
Oğlum o
I'll get
yumruğunu
you into
seni
the
sana monte
assembly.
ederim ha.
But that finishes things between us.
Yemedi.
Understand?
Oh. All right.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him.
O iş sende kardeşim.
No, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
İşbirliği yapmasını nasıl yapacağız?
How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
Adı ne?
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown.
Habire de
He's
itibar
an
kaybediyoruz.
idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Abi
Fast feet and good
niye
manners.
beni garson olarak
And
içeriliyorsun?
delivery
Bu da
of a
benim
royal
danışmanım de bir şeyim de.
Excuse me?
Allah Allah.
Do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and
Üzerindekiler
muddy
yırtılan
hose?
mı benziyor salak?
No.
Kaç para bu üstündekiler, senin haberin
I
var
never
mı?
heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from
Ha,
Master
Terzi
Tailor
Schneider'i biliyorum ben.
You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is,
Terzi Schneider'dan
if he's
daha
up and
önce
about after his boozing
kıyafet
bout.
almıştık
I
arkadaşlar.
swear that fellow practically lives at that tin hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is zum Eisernen Adler.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
Tamam. Evet. Havada puslu arkadaşlar. Yağmur yağacak herhalde birazdan. Hiç de sevmiyorum oyunda bu havayı ya. Oğlum senin dışarı çıkman lazım. Tekrardan kafamı çarpamam. Gel yavrucuğum. Evet şimdi. İlk ipucumuzu aldık. Şuraya gitmemiz lazım arkadaşlar. Hemen şuraya gidelim. Evet.
Don't be shy. Come closer and take a look. Quality goods here. We've got enough to go around. Anything you need. Good afternoon.
Burada değil. Tamam bir dakika. Terzi Schneider yukarıyı gösteriyor abi. Yukarıda ne var ki burada?
Needles, thread.
Terzi.
Greetings to you. How can I help?
Franta kaldığın için kıyafet diktiğini
I
duydum.
hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up
Cooldown.
new
Nasıl
clothes
okuduysam
from
artık.
You're too late. Franta already came and picked up the goods. You just missed him. I'll have a look.
Güzel kıyafeti vardır belki bakalım. Bizim üstümüzdekiler daha iyi gibi duruyor bu arada. Evet şimdi. Şu tarafa doğru gideceğiz arkadaşlar. Kralın garsonu kıyafetini al. Tamam. Hadi temizlenelim ya. Bok içindeyiz ya. Oh be.
I'm at your service.
Nerede bu hıyar ağası? Bir yana bakalım. Ha buradaymış.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
Senin yerine
Henry.
geçecek olan adam.
I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Düzgün konuş lan benimle.
Well, the thing is, that job is just my thing. And a fella could easily disgrace himself in front of the king. Do you feel up to it?
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from
Ha,
that,
parasını
it's a
verirsen
bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing
Senin
their
yerine
faces
geçebilir
and guzzling wine
sanırım yani.
while I run around like a bugger with pictures so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could
Güzel
be that
soru.
someone from the council is mixed up in it. So I have to be incognito. See?
I see.
Asi ya.
Alright then.
Ya.
To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council.
Onu da almam lazım
and you're
senden
capable of
bebek.
serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Hayır.
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not exactly an expert.
You're off to a great start. But whatever. If you make
Tamam,
a mess
tamam.
of it and the king has
Beni
you whipped,
kırbaçlayacak,
you've
merak
no
etme.
one to blame but yourself.
Senin hiçbirini
Show the
kırbaçlayamayacak, sıkıntı yok.
confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made.
Teşekkürler.
Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The
Muhtemelen
main
ben de mal
thing
gibi
is,
gözükeceğim. Ben normalde de
don't
mal
lose
gibi
it before
gözüküyorum.
the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you.
Tamam.
I promise.
You better not. Farewell, sir.
Farewell, farewell. Take care of yourself, brother. Evet, hemen şuraya gidelim. Çok komik bir görev beni bekliyor bence. Ah.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming. What's wrong with him?
Cırcır olmuş, ishal.
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony.
Götünden işiyor herif oğlum.
Praying,
Abo,
cursing,
neler neler.
spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here.
Evet.
Can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So,
Oyunu erkenden
Let's have a
bitirebilme
look.
şansım da var.
Have you got
Direkt
Francis'
Seagull Spoon'u
certificate?
öldürebilirim.
Sure. Here is.
everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap? And you don't have one at all. Without a tunic, you're no royal waiter, just a common alehouse boy. And have you forgotten your hose? I can't let you into the chamber without
Üstüme mi giymem
You can
gerekiyordu
put
bunları?
your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. The royal waiter's livery has strict rules. So get changed quick and come back on time.
Hallederiz kardeşim, hallederiz. O iş bende. Hemen. Kıyafet değiştir. Hemen. Şöyle. Kraliyet garson etiket. Şöyle. Şöyle. Ne kadar da çirkinmiş. Yakaya makaya hiçbir şeye gerek yok herhalde.
Here I am.
Let's have a look at you then. You know a good waiter by his properly seated
Abi
attitude.
ne-
It's a good thing the royal waiter's livery.
Abi şapkamı taktım ya oğlum. Aa şapkayı çıkartmış salak.
Here I am.
Let's have a look at you then. You've got a waiter, a
Tamam,
tunic.
tunik,
It's a
pantolonu
good
ya.
thing you've got no
Çelik de yok.
everything as it should be. Do you know what your duties are?
Heh.
For an inexperienced greenhorn like you,
Ne gibi?
it'll be a great responsibility.
Kralın götünü falan yakalamayacaksam sıkıntı yok abi.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to
Tipe
foul
bak
things
ya.
up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen.
Heh.
A good waiter should stand in a corner,
Evet.
look willing and ready,
Ya.
and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there.
Hiç
But when
gitmeyeyim
one
o
of the
zaman.
gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokai or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel.
Tamam.
Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all.
Tamam.
When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end.
Tamam, bu adamın da kim
We
olduğunu tespit
can't
etmemiz
allow
lazım.
that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhit stays dry.
Tamam, Sir
And if
Adam'a
the king
vermeyeceğiz.
himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Ne? Eyvah. Kralı mı avuçlayacağız? Kimse yanlışlıkla. Geri planda
To
kal.
stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something.
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well,
Salak mısın
yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Copy that. Ya her şeyi
What if
batırırsam?
I make a mess of something, though?
Then I'll see to it that you won't get a job even mopping the floor in the hole in the
Sıkıntı
wall.
yok ya.
But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So, are you prepared?
Yes, ready to roll.
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put
Excellent,
away your
yeah,
things here.
yeah.
It's easier to serve with a
Jawohl.
lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
Tamam. Ulan bütün zırhlı silahları her şeyi bıraktık mı?
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons.
There are the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
The army was requisitioning from it. Should the town reserve have
Hey,
worse
boy,
weapons than
a
any
full cup of
Oyunun in the
monastery
domain?
wine?
What? Getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the dry devil thing, that Hacken
I'm sorry.
hand
Come now, waiter.
Can you believe
I wanted
it?
red.
Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them.
I apologise, sir. Which
What
one?
are you implying,
Red.
Friedrich?
Am I speaking
All I'm
Latin?
saying is that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
Niye
What I
dökemiyorum
smell
abi?
is that your stubborn heads
Come now,
do not
waiter. I
realize
wanted red.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The dry devil
I
is running
apologize.
free. Outbreaker everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down and you want to defend
Bak kırmızı değil mi abi?
yourselves with a
Kırmızıyı
few
al,
Russian
beyazı al.
helpers.
Kırmızı evet.
who is it you want to fight? Exactly.
Bu Zarzis'le. Buna vermeyeceğiz adam.
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Waiter,
Shut
get
up!
me white.
The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then?
Niye
We're
dökmüyor
sitting
abi?
atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with roofs.
This is unbelievable.
But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the Yemenish state
White
of
top,
our armory.
pour me red wine.
And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will
I
rise
apologize,
against
sir.
him. He'll
Which
take
one?
the army of the
Red!
city's
Am I speaking in Latin?
Yes, we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around.
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
Maybe. Fine. Vielleicht.
The honorable council
Hey,
on
waiter,
the cleanliness of
pour
the
me some
city
monastery
and
wine.
the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
I'd like to oblige, but I'm not allowed.
This is unbelievable.
So the cleanliness of the city is not
Ne yazık ki abi.
what it should be. The current baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed up on Hopbrink and wants to repair the baths that used to be there.
She's a protege of Maresh. Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. It takes a firm hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
A moment
More wine,
ago, you were
Master Bailiff.
complaining there
I
weren't
have
enough
enough
baths.
wine. I need something from you. There is
İşte.
an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She
Ha.
thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
Ha, tam zamanı.
What is it?
A silver goblet.
Someone needs to
She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go
Tamam.
and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
duty nor a
Kaleyi nerede bulabilirim?
Where can I find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
Ne kadar çok yüzüğünüz var abi ya.
I'm sorry.
Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste.
Şu değildir herhalde değil mi?
Because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Hançer.
Not at all.
admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets? Slop and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone.
So, did you find it?
Buldum.
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Bu arada hiçbir şey dinleyemedim ha.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
Tamam ne yapayım?
The deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
Waiter,
and as
pour
we
me
know,
red wine.
Gunslin hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about it?
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Monastery wine.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Well,
that's
thank the Lord.
Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened
Herkes
there?
Manchester wine içiyor ya.
Leave nothing out.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Sir?
I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Ruthard will cause
İyi
any
yapıyoruz
trouble.
ha.
He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself
Hey, waiter,
while the
pour
king
me some
is here.
Tokai.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him.
Kim söyledi
and soon.
hatırlamıyorum ama.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to
I
tell
apologise,
us.
sir. Which wine?
White Tokai.
Good, sir.
Well, thank the Lord.
It's the whole truth, Ulrich.
Daha hiçbir şey dinleyemedik.
Of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes,
Kral
Ruthard
gelmeyecek
and
mi abi?
I had a little disagreement,
Kral içeride yok.
but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Ruthard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only
Ulan olaya bak ya.
barbaric, but also illegal.
Adamlar
If we
bunun için
tolerate
özel bir
this,
bölüm
the
yapmışlar
rabble
ya.
in the city will go wild and do whatever they want.
Boy,
I
I'd
suspect
like
the
some
gentleman
white.
from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking
I
for
apologise,
trouble.
sir. Which wine?
Tokai! That's the white!
Fight yourself.
Good,
And
sir.
to accuse a swordsmaster without a shred of proof.
Don't hang around me.
We're not some old fishwives in the marketplace.
Tamam abi.
So you will just leave it be?
Şarap
Proven
istemedim ya.
offenders are punished by the bailiff.
Boy,
And that's that.
come here for a moment.
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison.
Refill, sir.
The
Do you think I
guards
come
are
to the
apparently
council just
setting
to guzzle
accounts their own
wine?
way.
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them.
Ha, burada
I
benim olmam
can't
lazım
just
ya.
get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while,
All right. I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
Good. Why?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you. Get on with it.
Allah'ım.
We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
Kanatlı figürleri. Valla 19 gibi saydım ama umarım doğrudur.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
Dispute over secretariats. The building
Aptal dedi bana.
dragging on, and in the meantime,
Kendimi aptal gibi hissediyorum şu an.
season pilgrimages to settlers. Right
Evet.
under our noses.
Hey, waiter!
It's just a village
Pour
with
me
a
some
monastery.
monastery wine.
And they are going to Mokarol mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
Sir?
Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
About time.
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses,
Hey, boy! A full cup of monastery wine.
is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me?
Sir?
Dışarı döktük ama neyse.
Now run along.
Just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army.
Hey, boy,
If that's all
a full cup of monastery
they
wine.
won't be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of...
Sorry?
Thanks to me.
Vallahi iyi çalışıyoruz ha. Maaşı da kıyaksa eğer ben bu işe devam ederim. Şövalyelik lan yoruyor beni ya. Böyle gizli gizli sızmız filan.
What do we have to discuss next?
Adamlar da saygılı davranıyor. Masanın üzerine bir an köpek çıktığını gördüm ama. Kral gelmedi.
I'm telling you, something is being planned. Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Oh shit, kral geldi. Just in time. Abo. Öfkeli kalabalık geldi. Ana. Teoden?
Let this be the hour when we draw swords together.
Aman yarabbi, bu adam bizi tanıyabilir. Şu an çok boktan bir duruma doğru gidiyor olay. Dök abi.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Altımıza sıçtık anasını satayım.
Like this man of fights!
Abori. Hikaye akıyor. Olaylar. What is happening now? Step bro. Aha. Liechtenstein değil mi o ya? Aa, Yahudi adam. Godwin. Ha, biz yine Godwin'i kontrol edeceğiz galiba.
Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here.
Ağzımız içi parlıyor ya. İlahi ışığımız dışarı vuruyor. Ne de olsa bir tanrının adamıyız canım. 20 yıl mı? Aç bunları abicim artık. Yak bir sigara. Ara sıra doğruyu söylüyorsun işte be sen de.
I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Gutenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue.
Allah
But for
Allah.
now they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them.
Ulan konseyi kerhaneye çevireceksiniz ya. Hamamda ne iş yaptıklarını biliyorum ben.
Man too, so You should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure.
Şahsen deneyimledim yani oradan
I
bir.
suppose I can try.
Biraz para verince yapıyorlar.
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant.
Büyük baron mu?
Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
Umurumda değildir. Bunu niye soruyorum bilmiyorum yani.
You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone looks you up.
Açıkçası umurumda da değil sevgili kupon.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life.
Bu aileye baş belası olmaktan başka hiçbir şey yaramıyorsun kardeşim.
Women and song.
Bak işte. Şimdi ne
What do you
yapacaksın?
plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose
Oğlum ne şarapmış ya. Ne şarapmış anasını.
Indeed you
Herhalde o zamanın şarapları daha iyiydi bu kadar herkes. Bu kadar tutkun olduğuna göre bu illet.
Don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Okay. Evet, Godwin'e geçti kontrolümüzde arkadaşlar. Brabant ile konuşacağız. Brabant'ı da şurada bir yerde gördüm. Evet, şurada. Mı? Yok değil, ıslık çalan bir dangalak bu.
Christ be praised.
Samuel, haham. Haham'la konuşacaktım ama.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common.
Tamam da nereden anladın?
And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg.
Sen konuşana kadar kraliyet değişecek anasını satayım.
Who would rather not be here at all? Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Tamam. Daha işaret için pazarlık
Do you want to
yapıyorsunuz.
make use of the council to improve the status of Jews in the city?
Not at all. However, we would like to give the council something it is sorely lacking.
Ne gibi? Dansöz?
The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable.
Çok sıkıcısınız Hahan Bey.
The whole land is on the brink of destruction.
Yahudacığım birazcık hayatına renk katmalısın.
And weapons.
Yüzünün nuru gitmiş be.
To sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Demek ki amacı o değilmiş.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived after all.
Did you come to lend
Parti yeni başlıyor.
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
Ya tabii.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzig Copula?
You know each other.
Ya
You're both around the same
tanışmaz mıyız ya?
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, He's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Neyse isim yapıyoruz en azından. İyi tarafına bakmak lazım.
Blacksmith, you say?
Yes.
From Scarlet's?
Evet.
That's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world, for our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Abo.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz.
Ulan bunun hakiki babası bizim üvey babamızmış meğersem.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Abi senin için geçmiş resmen ya. Ben içmesem daha iyi.
Excuse me. I'd better not drink.
Seni içkiye tövbe ettireceğim. Kontrolüm bende artık Godwin. Evet. Burası iti. Ya bu duvarlar falan fena çatlamış ya. Beyler buranın deprem raporu alındı mı ya? Hans. Oğlum sıçar gibi oturma ya. 2 dakika ciddi ol lan. Evet. Vallahi çok kızdırıyor beni ya. Nerede bu dangalak? Ha bu salak.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière,
bizim oralarda senin gibiler için her bokolog denir.
Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non, and I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Abi bu tiple gerçekten bu kadar şey yapmış olamazsın. Yani o zevk
It's a
tamamen bana
pleasure
ait.
to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malachal?
Bu adamda bir şeyler var.
C'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg.
Bu biraz karışık diyor herhalde. Fransızcam bayağı arkadaşlar şey köreldi ya.
What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
Aslına bakarsanız katıldım.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
Yok canım sıkıldığı için savaştım.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell
Osmanlılarla
there.
yaptığı savaş bu.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. You say you're a poet. How about a verse?
Ay keşke bana sıkamasaydım ya.
Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand.
Tamam. Tamam da niye kızıyorsun?
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course. I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the
Salak
Ottoman
okyanus
Empire.
görmemişsin.
And
Akdeniz
if you are
orası.
interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am
Çünkü
operating as they say.
düzenbazın teki.
Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly but surely.
Tabii. Yalancıyı sikmiyorlar ya kardeşim. Salla dur anasını satayım. Ortama bak.
Dear friends
Ne
and
kadar ırz
allies,
düşmanı varsa ortamda.
in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here.
Yalnız bu herifin de
The
bir
question
karizması var
remains,
hakikaten ha.
what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare?
Bu da doğru
Has
söylüyor
any
ya.
of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Ana. Ortalık alevlendi. Abi çok gürültü oldu ya.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this.
Hele şükür ya. Bir aklı
Let's
olan adam.
adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
O sırada da biz birer içki içelim.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours.
Seninkine de Liechtenstein'cığım.
Could it have gone any other way when the sun
Ülke ismini veren sen misin kardeşim?
I would have expected a bit more sense from
İsviçre ile
Jobst
Avusturya
of all
arasında böyle
people.
kıç kadar bir ülke var.
He made an
Şu anda.
amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's
Tarihinizi
trying
çok
to
iyi bilmiyorum ama şu an
ingratiate
tahminde
himself with
bulunuyorum.
everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you
Ya da
must be
Liechtenstein
Godwin,
o sırada
son
varmış meğersem.
It's not a thing I've ever boasted.
Şu anki gibi mi acaba?
How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
What?
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
Bazı mı?
That's a weak word.
Evet.
And the way
Aynı
it
benim gibi
stands
düşünüyor
at the
Godwin ya.
moment, he'll never get the
İhtiyar.
support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well,
What change?
I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but
Yeah.
we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage in equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we
Allah
find
Allah.
support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
Tamam.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Ya işe yaramazsa?
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome. Because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Neden ben?
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of
Sırayla hepsini dinleyelim.
I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Okey, Botchek'i öğrendik. Haman Alder'e soralım.
The alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Tamam. Peki Waldstein Anna?
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a
male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy.
Okay.
There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her. And that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
Abi nereden çıkardın onu, gözünü seveyim ya. Ağzına sürmeden önce bir yıkasaydın keşke. Adam dolu kadehi belinde tutuyor. Evet arkadaşlar, şimdi bunların hepsi burada. İçeride.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Nick,
Not even...
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pa, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
Bunları da kafalamaya deneyeceğiz arkadaşlar. Çok fazla diyalog var. Umarım sıkılmıyorsunuzdur. Ya ben bu arada sıkılmıyorum arkadaşlar. Oyunun gidişatı mıdır? Bilmeniz lazım.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Heh.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
Ama ben seninle konuşmuyorum.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
Baba mı?
You're in my home, so you'll talk to me first. What is it you want?
Is that your...
Unfortunately.
Aha.
Speak up.
Babamızmış lan bu.
What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Leipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so
Ulan şaka niye şaka olsun salak? Şaka yapıyorlar mı benziyorum ya? Bu da mal mıdır nedir ya? Godwin'cim çok mal bir babam varmış. Ama sonra rahip olmuşum.
to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out.
Ben babamla aynı yaşta duruyorum ya.
I find out he's settled in some backwater parish
Babam
in Sasa.
oğlundan çok babamın kardeşi gibi duruyorum.
Boozing and whoring along with them. Lost everything and then came creeping home again.
Abi hayır, ne
Try saying
alakası
it
var
again a
ya?
little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our
Lan
whole
ne pis
family?
herifmişsin be.
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
Böyle sokarlar adama lafı.
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
Ah. Christopher kim oğlum?
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Ana. Oğlum.
We've never met, and we have no cause to be enemies. Take back your challenge, and we'll sort things out peacefully.
You've got no other option. You insulted father's honor.
Gentlemen.
Lan oğlum.
Surely there's no need for
Ya
violence.
götünü keseceğim haberi yok ya.
I can have a word in private.
Ergen gazıyla
Lord
hareket ediyor.
The second, as he desires, and then...
Out of the question. This uncouth lout needs a lesson. And he's got plenty to learn from Christopher. By God's grace, I have at least one son I can be proud of.
Pislik herif ya.
Satisfaction? You'll get nothing but shame. As always. Suit yourself then. We'll fight. Come to the outer courtyard, but quietly. We don't have to put on a show for the crowd.
After you.
Well, that's that. Now, where were we?
Shouldn't we rather...
No, Christopher will sort it out, you'll see.
Oğlum oğlunun kellesini getireceğim
Make
lan.
room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Oof. Not bad for a priest. Hey, who taught you that?
Look in my
Burayı
eyes.
açık bırakma oğlum.
Not at my sword.
I'll sort you out nicely.
You don't know which
They teach you
end
that
of
in the
that thing is
seminary?
up. Your right side. You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through.
I'll sort you out nicely.
Aim with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Not bad for a priest.
Hadi oğlum hadi. Akşam sabaha kadar seni dövüşemem ben. İşim gücüm var ya.
Hey, who taught you that?
Anan.
With your legs. Stand firm. Otherwise,
No
the
chance.
first strike will put you on your arse. Arm lower.
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Evet evet. Papaz okulunda öğrettiler kardeşim. Baban nasıl?
You're fast.
Evet. Evet.
Did they teach you that in the seminary? Oh, Christ! Shit!
Beni hiç yoramıyorsun kardeşim be.
That was sneaky.
Güzel de canımızı götürdü ha.
That was sneaky. Hey, who taught you that? That was sneaky.
Ağlamaya başladı.
Hey, who taught you that?
Oğlum seni öldürmek istemiyorum ya. Üvey kardeşim sen benim. Salak.
It's a wonder you're still standing.
Neyse hadi.
You're fast. Enough. That will do.
Ağlama ağlama. Ne oldu lan? Ha?
My God. Where did you learn to wield a
Tabii
sword
tabii
like
şimdi
that?
böyle alttan
Father
almalar
always said
falan.
you were a good for nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
Oh, you know how it is. The countryside is tough. It's dog eat dog. And you
Burada
want to know yourself.
burada yağlı domuzları
Not all the faults
yiyip
that father sees.
kadeh kadeh şarap içmeye benzemez oğlum. Biz savaştık ulan. Terbiyesiz piç.
I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that
Seni öldürmediğime dua et.
Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Yanılmışsın kardeşim.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
6
First time
yaşındaki
he
çocuk
took me
ya.
hunting. He let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my
Al işte
first
şerefsizin teki.
Only 3 days.
İskele babasında daha çok babalık görürsün.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you
Oğlum
at
git
home.
yüzünü ağzını yüzünü
Look,
yıkala.
I really
Kan
did
içindesin.
fuck up
Gerçi ben de kan
everything I
içindeyim.
could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder.
Ya geç abi ben bulurum onun
I
bir
don't
yolunu.
think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
Do I have any choice?
If it's really that important, you don't.
All right then. You've heard Yob's plan,
Evet
right?
buna mecbur
It's a
anlatacağız.
nice idea,
Bunu buna
but we
atacağız
can't
bu
wait
işi.
around without an army to back us up.
Görevlerim için
Only
taşeron
no one's
tutuyorum.
going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against
Umarım bu da gidip başka bir
Alder's
taşeron
got
tutmaz.
some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees,
Evet ne
they'll
yazık ki
follow.
artık iki
I
kişinin bildiği sır
expect
değil.
Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
Önce git yüzünü yıka.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Evet. Tamam. Burada bir yüzümüzü gözümüzü yıkayabileceğimiz bir yer var şurada. Üstümüzü bir kanımızı falan temizleyelim. Onun için hamama gitmem lazım. Yalakta niye temizlenemiyorum ya? Hamam var mı burada? Şimdi bir şunlara bakalım. Yanlış kişilerle konuşmak istemiyorum. Kundatslı Bozşek ve Ana. Kadınla konuşacağız. Hanuş da bu arkadaşlar. Yani Hans şunun yeğeni. Yarın ağzının payını verdik. Evet konuşalım
God
bakalım.
be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support and your money.
No beating around the bush, eh?
Niye dolandırayım
I
kardeşim?
like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ, be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money. And divining their intentions is a necessity.
Başka şeylerinizde de gözleri var mı acaba?
Between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
How do you know Liechtenstein is behind it?
I know most of the people here very well.
Kadın
Many of them certainly
Kadın
have
zeki
doubts
çıktı.
about the Margrave's plans. But they wouldn't dream of stating them aloud.
Lady'm,
While it seems
öyle
that
çok
Lord
hareket etmeyin ya.
Liechtenstein, on the
Aklım başka yerlere
contrary,
gidiyor.
sees his opportunity.
Dikkatimi
I'd
veremiyorum.
say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting...
Yine mi itibar kaybedeceğiz ya?
So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty.
Evet.
And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Paranız var ama aynı zamanda akıllısınız.
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Neymiş?
Who's that?
Harman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
Abi çok ilginç. Belgelerde ne
And
yazıyor?
these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear. But I'll rest easier when those papers are
Bana
in
çok
my
zekice
hands.
gelmedi bu şey.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
Tamam.
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Harman Alder was given the documents to deliver to the council. He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them, so he won't even notice the difference.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Okay. Hiç istemediğimiz şeyler yapacağız şu anda. Q. Ne görevimiz aşağıda? Sanırım bu orta katta arkadaşlar. Yo, o da yukarıda gözüküyor. Evet, şimdi jurnale bakalım. Botşek. Soylu. Oderin. Kim bu adam? Lüksemburglu Markgraf Jobst. Bu adam bayağı sağlam. Bu adam kral olacak herhalde ya. Bana öyle geliyor. Diğerlerinden çok bunun karizması daha iyi yani. Evet arkadaşlar, yani şu Liechtenstein'i bir soralım bakalım
How
ya.
are you getting on so far?
Aside from the happy family reunion, everything is going according to plan. Thanks for asking.
I'd almost forgotten about that little detail.
Tamam, geçelim.
Father is getting old.
Keep it
Okay,
up.
okay.
Just don't...
Tamam, geç. İstediğimiz diyalog, sohbet bu değil.
Greeted his own cousin yet.
How so?
Tell me.
Sir Bochek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes and now you're all jostling
Dur
to
abi,
win
sakin
me
ol ya.
over for him.
Bayağı da parlak giyinmişsin.
I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men at arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men at arms as a convincing argument.
Oh
And
yeah.
100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like
Ulan
Ruta.
Rutat götünü kurtardı lan.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think
Niye
different.
böyle eziyorsunuz beni
I
ya?
have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka.
Tamam.
She's my niece. If
Ne
I
yapalım?
succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe
Lan ben
it's
nereden
enough to
bileyim?
find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
Ulan niye sizin pezevenkliğinizi yapayım?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
Jitka yaşlı bir adamla bekliyoruz. Bir dakika.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand,
Tamam, bu yemedi.
the lords of Leipa
Leipa.
have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
Evet, evet.
So, will you support our plan?
You're selling the skin of a boar that's still grunting. First, I want a confirmation that the wedding will take place as soon as possible.
Ay anasını satayım
And
ya.
what if Lord Capon refuses?
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Keşke Liechtenstein'i söyleseydim ama Lord... Hans Kupon'u ateş altına atmak nedense benim hoşuma gidiyor.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenberg stuffed guts.
On the contrary, it's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? By Christ, he's the last one I'd have expected to step up. How the hell did you do it?
Well, I explained to him how such an alliance could be mutually beneficial.
Mutually? What do you mean?
He's got a pretty serious personal interest in this... bond.
Stop beating around the bush and spit out what you promised him.
Bir şey promisemedim ya.
Kunstad has a niece. So, I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon is to marry Yitka of Kunstadt.
Evet.
Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it.
Ha, işe yaradı mı?
So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Yes.
You could make me the abbot of Sasa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers.
Cheers to you. And to your parlaying skills.
Tamam, bir tanesini hallettik. Ya biz bu arada biz içiyoruz habire de. Kafamız dönmez umarım. Tamam, bunu hallettik. Koca memeleri olan mı? Muhabbete bak, muhabbete.
My thoughts exactly.
Abi yakışıyor mu sana ya? Tebaası olan adamsın. Muhabbete bak. Tamam abi, bu zamparalıklar yeter.
Your niece Yivka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservations.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady
Yine
Yivka
içiyoruz.
and the unhappy Lord King.
Hoppa yuvarla.
Bargain.
Bu arada meme ve götü güzel bahsettiğiniz kimdi lordum? Benim de ilgimi çektiniz. Aa.
Tell you anything?
Evet, şimdi sırada şu şeyler var. Ahır sorumlusu.
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are fed and watered. I'm not idle.
God forbid.
Sus lan.
But standing around here
Git az bir
must be a
şeyler iç.
pain in the arse, no? You might get thirsty.
Not really. What of it?
İçmiyor musun oğlum? Çok zor.
I left something behind in the shed and now I need it. So, would you let me in?
Is that so? And what are you after there?
Wine for Alderman Alder.
Wine? Like there's not rivers of the stuff all around
Daha
here.
boktan bir şey
Stop
uyduramaz mıydın
drinking
ya?
and don't bother me. And if I see you creeping around this shed, you'll answer to me.
Nasıl yapacağız bu işi? Bu adamın dikkatini nasıl dağıtacağız? Hallettik.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Tamam.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts.
Oğlum kimse konuşmuyor oğlum.
You're more capable than I expected.
Siz de ışık saçıyorsunuz maşallah.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words
Güzel.
and money.
Güzel.
Noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Tamam. İnşallah devrilmeyiz. Baksana gözlerimiz iyi bakmıyor artık. Evet, şimdi Liechtenstein'e hemen gitmeden konuşalım.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful
Oğlum içme lan
conclusion of
artık.
negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Oderin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Oderin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bojek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise?
Şu anda konuşan da
This is going to be a
Markgraf
long
yani ama
story.
gözükmüyor
I could use
nedense.
a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords.
Tamam, tekrardan sahne başlıyor.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army?
Sus lan.
Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
Ana. Dua mı edeceksin lan?
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by
Aha şu Hans kuponu sürdürüyor.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Yes brother. Congratulations Hans. Gitti. Everdim seni.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing,
Ya bu
we
adam
will
harbiden
be
çok
back
karizmatik
within
ya.
3 weeks, along with an army.
Herifte tam bir kral karizması var.
worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
Vallahi hallettik bu işi ya. Bittin oğlum sen. İnşallah şişman, çirkin bir kızdır. Başımı açtım, belaların intikamını aldım. Bu sırada Kütenberg Belediye binasında. Arkadaşlar görevi bitireceğim de birbiriyle bağlantılı olduğu için devam ediyorum bu arada. Zaten bu oyun özelinde bölümleri uzun tutacağımda bahsetmiştim ve bunu ara ara vurguluyorum. Biliyorsunuz. Amına koyayım dedi kral. Gördüm. Evet.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have
Ulan
a
düzgün
few
dur adamın
captured
karşısında.
bandits executed
Kral Teoden
as
lan
an
o.
example to others.
Pelennor
We do not
Çayırları
care
Savaşı'nı
about bandits.
kazanan
We
adam
care
bu.
about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
Elini taşıyacak kralım.
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same.
Eli ayağı titriyor lavuğun.
Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere. Point them to the Jewish quarter and give them free rein. To do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see,
Erik'i de aradan çıkaracağım da
all
ben
you
de
have to
bakalım.
do is make sure the city rebel get their share.
Üvey babasını
You
katlettim.
could at least manage
Kendisini de
that, couldn't
katledeceğim.
you? And if
Onun
the
da
thought
kılıcını
should cross your
çalacağım.
minds that you would get rid of
Zırhının da
the
üzerine
debts to the
sıçacağım.
Jewish moneylanders this way,
O köpeği öldürdüğü
forget
için
about
ondan
it.
var ya öyle bir intikam alacağım
Your debts
ki.
will remain.
Var
Up to the
ya.
last groschen. Only now you owe
Cehennemde bile
us.
köpekler kovalayacak bu iti.
And while we are on the subject of money,
Evet.
Has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's
Oh,
protector?
yes.
You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits.
Sen desin
Not
oğlum.
any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
Yeah.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges.
Çıkardı masaya vurdu şu an.
During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order. And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results. And you answer only to me. And
Kralım çok affedersiniz de yani o bukleler yakışmış mı hiç size?
No one else.
Evet. Herkes bir altına sıçtı galiba.
The council is dismissed.
Ya ben de şu üstümdekini çıkarabilir miyim ya?
Don't go anywhere, boy.
Allah sikecek.
Be so kind and remain here. Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Rightfully so. They need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too
Evet,
long.
biraz daha bekleyeceğiz arkadaşlar.
And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
To us as if we were infirm.
Manastır.
Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago.
Bu muhafız bize çok pis bakıyor yalnız ha.
It is a good year.
Eyvallah.
If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say
Evet.
the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing every day.
Hadi abi ya.
What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas's reign.
Bunları dinliyoruz arkadaşlar. Bunları dinleyeceğiz. Yapacak bir şey yok.
Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
Oo, kafaya dikti. Pondip yaptı herif. Kralım biraz hızlı gidiyorsunuz. Vallahi bitirdi herif şarabı. Abi şu görev bitsin artık ya.
And to your health too. May your children grow in the land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
Tamam. Bu görev de burada bitti sanırım. Abi nasıl şey yapacağız buradan? Kaldık burada lan. Aha. Kayınpederimiz hakkında konuşuyor. Niye bana öyle salak salak hareketler yapıyorsun sen ya? Bu keltoşu halletmemiz lazım. Bu keltoş Markwart çok tehlikeli bir herif.
No. We shall have white. We have had enough of red.
Tamam.
White it is. Quickly. The wash falls. Others will follow.
Spirit contraption will find its use again. Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
Arkadaşlar umarım sıkılmıyorsunuzdur. Yani kanaldan seriyi birebir izleyip takip ediyorsanız eğer bunlar sizi sıkmayacaktır zaten. Çünkü yani oyunu bir dizi gibi izliyorsunuz şu anda. Ama arada gözü ucuyla bakayım hani biraz aksiyon olsun istiyorsanız ne yazık ki böyle bölümler de var oyunda. Oyunun doğası gereği bunlar var.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Okay. Oho, bölüm uzadıkça uzuyor ya. Oturduk. Evet, konuklarla birlikte kutlama yap. Önümü görmüyorum ki oğlum. Neye ihtiyacım var?
You in need of something, my well-oiled friend.
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success.
Oğlum düşeceğim, bayılacağım lan.
As they say, all's well that ends well. So, to brighter tomorrows. Touching. Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
Hiç sıfır kardeşim, sıfır.
Not a bit. I'm just a cynical old pragmatist.
In that case, in quite simple and pragmatic terms, the wine has run out. Fuck.
I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the keg.
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something better stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can manage that.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for booze.
I don't doubt it. Get sniffing quick.
Liechtenstein'la bir sürahi şarap bulayım mı? Benim bir şarap bulmam lazım sanırım.
Sorry, have you got some time to spare?
From cleaning up this pigsty? Any time.
I need help with something. Do you know where I might be able to find the wine bitches? I mean the ones with the really good wine that the Lord saves for his nearest and dearest.
And you're one of those?
I should say so. I'm his son.
And I'm the king's daughter. Anyway, I don't know nothing about no wine. In case you haven't noticed, I'm sweeping the floor, and I'm about to mop up vomit. Try asking my ma. She's the cook here.
I've come to rescue you from work and responsibilities.
Really? Why don't you save that sweet talk and tell me what you want?
Well, it occurred to me we could maybe spend a little time together.
Of course. What else? Do you play dice?
You mean strip dice?
You strip if you like. Either way, you'll end up bare-assed and with an empty purse.
I'll give that a miss, thanks.
Not up to it? Eh? Look, if you want a bit of fun, go and see Dasha. She slept with half the fortress. And the whole village.
Tamam. Dasha'yı da bulalım.
It's only going to be a scarecrow to keep murdering the lords one by one.
Evet, şuradan bir şarap bulmam lazım benim. Evet.
The rat'll be good, I hope.
Osuruyoruz bir yandan da.
Now there's a piece of horse flesh for you, Rudard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you feed it with? It looks more like a damn
Vallahi boğa gibi at.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to this celebration, you old fox.
Başkası olmasın da. Ananı. Asker lan bunlar.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Serot da oğlum.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Abi olaya bak ya. Ağzınıza sıçayım sizin. Oğlum bir de sarhoşuz. Nasıl dövüşeceğiz sarhoşken? Allah Allah. Bittik.
Fuck you! Bash him on the head! He's done for!
Bu bitti.
Die! face, fucker! One step back!
Evet, güzel. Güzel.
Hardly worth staining my hands.
Once more away!
Saldır ulan, saldır arkadan, saldır.
Yes! Smash his face in! Is that what you call fighting like a man?
Bitir oğlum şunu.
Get on up to it!
Güzel.
You shit! Fucking hell! That won't work on me! You won't be able to take another one like that! I'll hack you to pieces!
Güzel. Yine ara sahne girdi. Habire bir şeyler oluyor, anlamıyorum. Ha, Henry. Yetişebilecek miyiz acaba? Az siktir. Az siktir. Godwin ölmesin ya. Üzülürüm Godwin ölürse.
Go! Go!
Aa, dur. Hiçbir şeyim yok üstümde. Evet, bu.
Go!
Oğlum bir sabit dur, at lan. Geldim beyler.
Smash his face in! Wanker! Now you'll die! No more mistakes! Leave him alone! It's a wonderful you don't!
Bitti.
You'll soon be in them!
Vur vur vur vur vur vur.
Yeah! Is that what you call fighting like a man?
Güzel güzel güzel böyle.
That's it! He's done! Take that! You asked for it! He's dead!
Evet, hallettik. Arkadaş ortalık.
That was a close shave.
Kaçırdılar herifleri ya. Soylular gitti.
Fuck me. Did my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Yine imdadınızda ben yetiştim.
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone all right?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Oder and Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad
Bu en
and
önemli
Vector away
yakalamışlar
too.
zaten ya.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hannes?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan. But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
Hayda.
Gladly play dead for a while.
Ulan o kadar topladık, iş güç
Be so
yaptık.
kind.
Anlaşmalar
Don't
yaptık.
speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance
Tüh.
against those butchers.
Tüh.
May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good work.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. Nothing.
Old grievances aside, Oyunun is an ally, the same as Rutard and Bocek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Bocek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I wouldn't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghow took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Berghoff's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
Hatta Markvart.
Markvart bragged about it to Sigismund, and Sigismund promised to make him Lord of Raborsch in return.
When he sees what von Berghow did with it, he'll shit himself.
You find that funny? Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around and slaughtering innocents? Who else has to die before we do something about it?
Helal olsun be.
Tell us about it. We were neck deep in corpses before you bothered to turn up.
Well, not you.
Lan yavşak, bize de görevimiz vardı herhalde.
I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat. Trust me.
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding new ones. They'll be afraid to even peep against Sigismund.
Well,
harika plan.
Look around. Sigismund showed everyone what's coming for all who resist him.
Is there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
Abi olaya bak ya.
Survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by
Adam
we?
kalmadı ki.
Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning.
Evet arkadaşlar.
Anyone shows up, rush.
Bu bölümü burada sonlandırıyorum arkadaşlar. Çok uzun bir sekans oldu. Bundan sonra şurada neler olduğunu öğrenip yolumuza bakacağız. Ama bunu bir sonraki bölümde başlamak bana daha mantıklı geliyor. Çünkü artık bütün olay örgüsünü anladık ve bir şeyi finalize edeceğiz. Yani neyin neden olduğuna dair fikirlerimizi üreteceğiz. Liechtenstein'ı anlatacağız, olayları vesaire vesaire. Çok uzun sohbetler bizi bekliyor. O yüzden bu bölümü burada sonlandırmak bizim için daha uygun olacaktır. İzlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Bir sonraki bölüme kadar kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşçakalın. Bay bay.